Okay. So we're starting with number 5. We're going to do 5, 7, 10, and 11, all the fraction problems. So, number 5, we got 1/2 x minus 1/2 equals 1/2. We're going to split that equal sign right down there. You guys okay? Yeah. Okay, please stop talking. I've already said that to you guys. Okay, 1/2 x minus 1/2 equals 1/2, right? So it looks a little bit confusing because of all these fractions, but we're going to treat it as if they're numbers. We're going to do the same thing. We take negative 1/2, we do the inverse of that, which is plus 1/2. And we're going to add 1/2 to both sides. That gets our 1/2s on the left to cancel, leaving us with just 1/2 x. And then what do we get on the right side of our equal sign? What's 1/2 plus 1/2? Is it 2/4? It's just 1, right? 2 over 2, which is 1. Remember, when you're adding fractions, you add the tops, but you keep the denominator the same, right? When we're multiplying fractions together, then we multiply the tops across, and we multiply the bottoms across. We will get something like that. So students tend to flip-flop between those two procedures. I just want to make sure we know the difference between adding fractions and multiplying fractions. As you can see, we get very, very different results. So anyway, we get 1 here, right? So now we have 1/2 x equals, I'm going to cross this out, and I'm just going to write 1. 1/2 x equals 1. So the number we're looking for, if we take that number and cut it in half, we're going to get a result of 1, right? So we can kind of fill in the blank there in our heads on what that's going to be. Or we can multiply both sides by our reciprocal here. 1 over 2, the reciprocal is going to be 2 over 1. 2 over 1. Those cancel the 2's out to 1. And we're left with 1 times 2, which is just 2. And if we plug 2 back in for x, we see that that's the case. 1/2 of 2 would be 1. 1 minus 1/2 is going to give us another 1/2. Give you guys a second to copy down any corrections on this one if you need to. Questions on 5? Okay. Down to number 7 now. Same idea, same exact procedure, just a little bit less fractions going on. We're going to start by subtracting 6 from both sides. We're left with 3 equals 1/3 y. And what do we do next? Who can help me with my next step? What do I have to do? Jordan, you want to help us out?
Multiply both sides by 3 over 1.
Beautiful. We're going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of 3 over 1. It's going to get these to cancel to 1, leaving us with y equals, what do we have on the right? 3 times 3? That's going to give us 9, right? And our y value here is equal to 9. Not too bad. Could be worse. I don't know why I made number 8 so easy. It was an accident. Moving right down to number 10. X over 4 equals 1 over 4. Now this one had a lot of people confused. I think in terms of how we're going to use our inverse operations. If we just want to solve this problem logically, we can do that pretty easily, right? Blank over 4 equals 1 over 4. Well, an equal sign is like a mirror. So if the denominators match up, the numerators are going to have to match up as well if they're equal to each other, right? So we know right away that x is equal to 1 just by looking at this. Here's how we can figure that out using our inverse operations, though. If we have x over 4 equals 1 over 4, again, we can think of this like 1/4 x. 1 over 4 times x. And we can multiply both sides once again by the reciprocal That gives us 4 over 4x equals 4 over 4. So everything cancels out to 1, and we're left with x equals 1. Thumbs up if you got x equals 1 here on number 10. Anybody get that? Good. Oh, that's a good amount of people. That's what I like to see. And finally, now that we've done a couple of them, it seems like hopefully it's getting a little bit easier. We take a look over at number 11. We see that we're dividing y by 2 and then adding 12. So we'll start with adding 12, and we're going to do the inverse of that, right? What's the inverse of adding 12 going to be? Subtracting 12, right? We do it to both sides. Those cancel out. Y over 2 is equal to 1. Again, this is one that we can see at this point. Hey, we know our answer is going to be 2 here because 2 over 2 would equal 1. Or we could multiply both sides by 2 over 1, like we learned yesterday, to cancel out. And we're left with y equals 1 times 2, which is just 2. Questions on number 11? All right. How much time do we got? I feel like we're feeling confident on this. Give me a show of thumbs. How confident are we feeling about solving multi-step equations? Real quick. Show of thumbs. I want to see everyone's thumbs. If you're looking at your computer, don't for a second and listen to me. Okay. Good. It's a lot of thumbs up. Fellas in the background listening. That's all right.
I'm listening.
I'm not talking to you guys.